Hello there. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Star Wars Fans channel. I'm your host, Sean Lee. Many of my friends have been asking, hey, crypto is getting so hot these days. I want to get started. What do I do? Where do I go? And how do I open an account, right? This is using kind of the normal terminologies that most of us are interacting with these days. And to open an account, essentially in crypto means you open a wallet, right? And there are many wallet providers that are out there, from your crypto exchanges to individual wallet providers. But before we get into any of those, I want to actually talk a little bit about what a crypto wallet is, because I think it's quite important to understand what it means, what it's actually doing, what are some of the differences. Before then, you go and actually choose a vendor or a product that may be most comfortable to you. So what is it, right? What is it? Wallets aren't actually crypto wallets. Don't actually hold your assets or coins that you have bought, right? Crypto wallet is essentially a place where you are able to manage your assets that are actually stored on the blockchain. Now, there are assets that are coming from various different or minted on various different blockchains. We can talk about that in another episode. But the wallets don't actually hold the assets in the mobile phone or in the app that you're using. The asset is actually still on the blockchain. All it is doing is actually recording the address or the reference towards where the asset is on the blockchain. So thereby it knows that it is yours. So if you think about it, a crypto wallet is much more like a bank account, right? Some of these wallets, these wallets don't actually hold real money. It's kind of like a mobile bank app or a mobile payment app. Think about it like PayPal or Alipay or WeChat Pay. Essentially, it's an interface that allows you to get access to your assets, but it actually doesn't hold assets like a physical wallet like this, where you actually have money inside of it, right? So it works very, very differently. Now, the wallet actually holds two pieces of very important data, right? Pieces of data. One is your identity, right? How does it authenticate it is you, right? You are the one that is the account holder. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is it holds the keys to unlock the access towards the asset in terms of where you have it on a particular blockchain. So your identity and also the keys that allows you to get access to your assets. So that's essentially what a crypto wallet is. Now, okay, so the next question then becomes, how does it actually work, right? How does it work? Well, like I said before, it manages your assets, right? So you can send tokens that you have bought from an exchange, or maybe someone else have sent you the tokens, then you can store it in your wallet. Essentially, what you do is you give them your address, right? You give them the address of your wallet, and they can send it directly into your address. And you don't actually have to do anything specifically in that regard. So a wallet-to-wallet transfer is actually very, very efficient, very fast, and very seamless for those that actually have wallet technologies and with assets that are able to be stored and transferred on the particular wallet of choice that you have taken. And many people now are also looking into NFTs, and there are also quite a few wallets that allows you to not only store your crypto assets, but also NFTs that may be representing a digital art or digital music, or in some cases even physical objects that have been tokenized and digitized as a token. So there are many options in that regard. Now, there are two keys in terms of kind of managing the assets, right, within your wallet itself. There's the public key, and then there's a private key. Now, I'm not going to go into the technicality of what the public key and private key is, and all of the capabilities and the physics around it. But what you really want to understand is that the public key is, well, it's public, right? So it's visible to everyone. So that's why when someone sends something to you, all they need to know is your public address, right? That public address is basically how you interact with others on the blockchain itself. The private key, on the other hand, is only kept to you, right? It is almost like your password. Think about it that way. So again, if I were to use an analogy, it's almost like you have a bank account. Like, for example, here in Hong Kong, we have a system that's set up by the monetary authority here, and it's essentially called the FPS network, right? So if I bank with Bank A and I want to send money to a friend of mine who's in Bank B, as long as Bank A and Bank B are part of this FPS network, which have been mandated by the monetary authority here to be part of, then all I need to know is their mobile phone number that they have registered as their FPS address. If I know their mobile phone number, I can send money directly to them without really them needing to do anything. I don't need to know their account number. I don't need to know which bank they're banking with. It's essentially just a mobile number. So in the crypto wallet and on the blockchain, the public key works exactly the same way as the mobile wallet, the mobile phone number. All you need to know is what is that public address. And then once you get access to that asset, then that's when you use your private key to unlock it. And thereby you're able to manage it and access it and potentially send it to someone else that you need to do. Again, that private key is like a password, right? So once someone sends money to you, they don't have access to your account. They deposited the asset to you, but you will then use your private key to open the account, and now you can make use of that asset however you want it to be. So the public key and the private key concept, again, without going into the technicality, is actually not that different than how we do things today, right? An email address is a public address, and then the password to open your email account is the private key. Essentially, it works in very similar sense. Now, how does it work, right? So if we think a little bit deeper, some wallets out there allows you to basically manage and hold your assets, that you have collected or bought from various different sources. Some wallets even allow you to trade assets, and it really depends on the capability that the wallet provider is giving to you. And in some cases, some of these wallet applications are actually sitting on top of a crypto exchange. Thereby, they can basically open up their entire portfolio of capabilities, including buying and selling and trading and so on and so forth. And also some of the various different products that are offered within the crypto industry, like staking and derivative products and so on and so forth. Let's not talk about that right now. Let's just kind of focus on what the crypto wallet is. Now, so we talked about, what it is and how does it work, right, with the public key and private key pairs. Let's talk a little bit more about the type of wallets that are out there, right? And in most sense, there are really two that are that most people talk about, right? There is the notion of a hot wallet, and then there is the notion of a cold wallet. So what are hot and cold wallet? It has nothing to do with temperature, okay? So hot wallet. What this means is this wallet has to be connected to the internet for it to be accessible. You can think about it like, again, I like to use analogy a lot, right? So you can think about it like your mobile payment app, your mobile banking app. The app doesn't, lives on your phone, but if the phone is not connected to Wi-Fi or online, then the app doesn't do anything, right? Most of the time when you open the app, it'll just tell you, hey, you need to be online before you can access your, access your account. The hot wallet operates in a very similar manner. It allows you to get access to your assets on the blockchain. Again, it's on the blockchain, not within the app, very, very quickly, but it needs to be online. Now, the advantages, obviously, it's very convenient, right? You can turn it on, again, just like your mobile phone app. But the disadvantage is because it's online all the time, you risk some notion of a cyber attack, right? Again, no different than most of the accounts that are out there today in terms of, your email account or your bank account and so on and so forth. The risk, obviously, is dependent on the providers that give you that wallet technology and whether they have the most rigorous securities and encryption mechanism to protect you. But nevertheless, it is online, so there's always a chance that that cyber attack could happen. Doesn't happen a lot, but it could happen. So that's the hot wallet, and then you have the cold wallet. Now, cold wallets, you can think about it like safety deposit boxes. Right? You can store your asset in a physical safety deposit box. And most of the time, these deposit boxes are sitting at a bank with high securities and so on and so forth. But it is offline. What that means is it's not connected to the internet. There's a cold storage somewhere. That's why it's called a cold wallet. And essentially, you only want to get access to it if there are some significant events that you want to do, and typically people use a cold wallet where they're storing a large amount of assets that they're not really going to be moving around all that much. So it's more for safekeeping. I mean, again, think about it, right? You're not going to put things that you're going to access all the time in the safety deposit box. You put important documents, maybe jewelry and other precious items that you want to keep, but you really want to just keep it there. Maybe every now and then you want to take a look at it or take it out and use it, but most of the time you're just going to leave it there. So the cold wallet operate in a very similar manner. Hot wallets are typically a browser-based application or a mobile application. So again, you can get access to it very easily. Cold wallet from a crypto perspective usually comes in the form of something like this, right? Like a USB stick. This is a Ledger Nano technology, and it's one of the most popular kind of cold wallets out there. And essentially, what this is doing, there's no asset in here, right? What this is actually storing is the key information that I talked about, the public key, the private key, all of that information that's in here as it relates to the assets that I have stored in my wallet, right, from different blockchains in various different amounts and so on and so forth. So this little thing basically just stores the information so that I can get access to my assets. But this is not connected online, there's no GPS. I mean, this is usually connected through Bluetooth. So what that means is my keys are actually quite safe because no one can get access to it until I turn this thing on and plug it in. Now, most people would then have another layer of physical protection. Most would actually put something like this in a safety deposit box or at least in a drawer that has a key, and then you lock it away. And when you need to use it, you turn it on, you connect it to the mobile phone. Now it's online. Now you can do your transactions. When you're done, you turn it back off, store it away, and off you go. So the hot wallet, cold wallet analogy, it isn't like which one is better or worse. It is just hot wallet is more convenient, but there's a risk of cyber attack. Cold wallet is very secure normally, but it's not as easily accessible. So they have different use cases in terms of how you want to use them. But nevertheless, I think as the crypto industry continue to get more adoptions, from institutions all the way to the retail to the retail token holders, I think both of these type of wallets are going to be quite applicable to those that want to start managing their digital assets in a certain manner, and also be able to get better handle in terms of how they can utilize these things. Some wallet providers out there even provide kind of hot and cold wallet all together. Some custodian solutions provide that as well, although those typically are geared towards more institutional use cases with many assets that they hold within their portfolio. But nevertheless, these are the type of technologies that are out there today. Very easy to use. Don't think about crypto wallets as anything different than most of the mobile applications, mobile banking, mobile payment applications that we already use today. Yes, there are some nuances and some key differences in terms of technology, namely that the asset is stored on a public blockchain, thereby it is not stored in a particular bank in a centralized manner. It is mostly fairly decentralized, but nevertheless, think about it as you're storing assets. The wallet contains your key and your identification. It gives you access to it. And then once you get access to it, you can then do, whatever that the application is allowing you to do. So hopefully that's a fairly quick rundown in terms of what a crypto wallet is. Again, I didn't really want to go into the technicality of it, but hopefully the analogy in terms of, what you can do and what it's like in our normal life can kind of help you decide how you want to interact with it. And more importantly, how do you want to pick the right wallet that you want to use as a starting point? Thank you. I'll see you on the next episode.